Hey y'all, today I'm going to be making my version of a Mongolian beef recipe. So if you'd like to follow along, here are the ingredients you'll need. Flank steak, you slice it against the grain into a 1/4 inch thick slices. My steak has already been marinating in a mixture of vegetable oil, soy sauce, and cornstarch. This is to help keep the beef crispy as we put it in the pan to stir fry it. The other ingredients you will need are vegetable oil. It calls for minced ginger. I didn't have any on hand, so I didn't use it, but if you like that, go ahead and put it in. Some red chili pepper flakes, garlic, soy sauce, chicken stock, or you can use water, brown sugar, cornstarch, scallions, and I'm using white rice today. You can use whatever you like. Jasmine rice is good. Whatever your preference is. I've already got my rice on the stove cooking, so I will be back when it's time to put the meat in the hot pan. Okay, I'm back with my hot pan. I've got a little bit of vegetable oil in here. Y'all, I'm still loving my copper pan. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I bought this a couple months ago when I was making my creamy fettuccine pasta recipe, I believe. I love it. Our beef is over here, and like I said, it's already been marinating, but before we put it into the hot pan, we want to dredge it in a little bit more cornstarch before we add it to our pan, so I'm going to do that now. So with clean hands, just grab a little bit of meat. You don't want to crowd your pan, so we're going to be doing it in small batches. And over here I just have a baking sheet with a rack on it, so that when the meat gets done we can put it over there, and it will help the meat to stay crispy. Okay, so I'm just going to shake off the excess and then move it to a plate. And we're going to get ready to put this in the extremely hot pan. It's very important that your pan is very hot. So into the pan. See how hot that oil is? So that's what you want. This is going to cook extremely fast. This will probably only need to cook about a minute total. So I'm going to go ahead and fry my batches, and I'll be back when it's done. Okay, this is the first batch of beef out of the pan. It should look something like that. Looks very crispy. Looks very good. I'm going to continue cooking my beef, and I'll come back when we're going to make the sauce. Here's another look at the beef as it's cooking. As you can see, it's getting nice and crispy. That's definitely what you want. And by all means, if you have a wok, use that. But for me, this copper pan's working just fine. And this is what the beef looks like when it is all done. It looks so good and crispy. And when you're finished frying your beef, your pan might look like this. I've left maybe a tablespoon of the oil in the pan. We're going to add our garlic, chili flakes, chicken stock, and soy sauce. I've got my chili pepper flakes and my garlic that I'm going to add now. So I'm adding the chicken stock and the soy sauce. Give that a stir. Oh, it smells good. Okay, now that this has come back to a boil, we're going to add our brown sugar. And just stir that in. Our sauce is still simmering away. Now it's time to add what they call a cornstarch slurry mixture, which is just equal parts of cornstarch and water. We're going to slowly add this to our pan, and this is going to help thicken the sauce. The only other thing you do is turn the sauce down, add your scallions and your meat back to this pan. I have added my meat and my green onions back to the pan. Now we're just going to toss this and get it coated onto the meat. Then you'll be ready to serve it over your rice. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. I wish you could smell it. There's hardly any sauce left in the pan because it's all coated onto the beef, and that's what you want. So now let's plate this bad boy. Okay y'all, so I just took my cooked rice and mushed it down into this bowl and dumped it out onto the plate. So it looks like this. So it's time for the beef. Wait until you see this. Y'all look how absolutely delicious that looks. The beef is crunchy. The sauce is tangy and sweet. Now we'll just garnish with a few extra fresh cut scallions, green onions. That looks fantastic. I think this would be really good with some broccoli, maybe even some sesame seeds sprinkled on top. We cannot wait to eat this. If you want to impress your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mama, your grandma, your neighbor, try this recipe. We'll see if we can get Spencer to do a taste test.
Gonna be good in my belly.
Go ahead, honey. Doesn't it smell so good?
Wonderful.
How is it?
Better than a Chinese restaurant.
For sure.
For sure. Beef is nice and crunchy. The sauce is perfectly spiced. Rice is really good. Thank you, baby. You did a good job.
You're welcome, honey. I'm actually filming this portion the day after, so I had this for the first time last night and it was delicious. So this is my leftover. It may not look as appealing, but let's go ahead and taste it and see if it still holds up. The meat still has that crispy texture on the outside, but it's nice and tender on the inside. I always wondered how they did that at the Chinese restaurants. Like keep the meat crispy once it was in sauce. And now I know the trick. This is really, really good. I think it got a little spicier as it sat overnight. Oh yes, very spicy. But I love spicy food. This is just the Mongolian beef on the white rice. A little fresh scallions on top. And look at me with my little cutie orange today. Tangerine, whatever. I'm not sure what those are. Because I'm slowly incorporating healthy choices. In my last video, which one was it? The McDonald's one? It was the first time I was filming in my living room, and now I'm back in the living room because my door is right here, so the light, natural light is good. The weird part about that is, in that video I kept looking this way, it's because right where I'm sitting now, if I look to my right, I see that a little bit of the wall. But my door's open, so whoever's on the other side can see in. Awkward. I was going to try not to look over there all the time, but I can already tell they're having like a Christmas party or something, so people can keep going over there. So now I'm being the nosy neighbor. Thanks for all the comments on that last video where you were complimenting my Christmas tree and the cute sleeping dog on the couch. Neither of the dogs are in here with me today. Spencer all of a sudden decides that if we're going to be buying new furniture soon, that we need to go ahead and train the dogs to stay off the couch, so he started that today. I said, Spencer, a good portion of my audience probably only watches for the dogs. And now you're taking that away? It hurts my feelings, the dog's feelings, your feelings probably. I don't think we need to start training them until we actually get the furniture. Then they'll understand that that's new and they can't get on it. Penny's not going to understand why she can't get on the couch that she's always been able to get on. Yep, people definitely watching me eat. I should wave. This is going to have to be a bit of a quickie meal because we are supposed to go to Spencer's dad's house and stepmom's house. In a couple of hours for dinner. They live about an hour away. Not quite an hour, maybe 45 minutes. If you're thinking about trying this recipe, and I do suggest it, it's very, very good, very spicy. If you don't like it so spicy, definitely reduce the chili flakes. I think I put an entire tablespoon in, but it makes it very, very spicy. Which I like very spicy, but Spencer said it was almost to the point where if there was any more in it, you might not could eat it. That's a little dramatic, I think. I just made a ton, so we probably eat off of it one more time. Yes, yesterday was a full day of cooking for me. I made this and a homemade soup, which I also filmed, so you'll see that video soon. When I got finished in the kitchen, the mess that I had made, it looked like a tornado had gone through the kitchen. And I'm not even joking. Does anybody else do that? Do you just like make the biggest mess and then know you're going to have to clean it up later, or do you kind of clean up as you go? I don't like to clean as I go. I feel like it, well, I don't like to clean period if I'm honest, but I feel like cleaning as I go slows me down. But I also know that it gets to a certain point where you just have to stop and start fresh. Clean up and start fresh. That's my mom's little saying. She's like, you need to just stop, clean up, and start fresh. That's one of the reasons I'm using a paper plate and a plastic fork. So I just throw it in the trash so I don't have to clean up before we leave. I finally got the kitchen clean, but it took me a while. But it felt like it went so fast because I just propped my cell phone up and watched YouTube videos, and it went really fast. Who was I watching when I was cleaning dishes? I think I was watching Donna from Donna's Journey. She was eating crab legs. They look so good. I think I told her that if people keep asking me what I want for Christmas, I'm just going to start saying king crab legs. That's all I want for Christmas this year. And Spencer was like, do you want a $100 necklace or king crab legs? Pretty sure I picked the latter. That's just how it is. Now let's have this for dessert. A little cutie orange tangerine nectarine. What are these things called? I'm not sure. Ooh, it smells so good. I love the smell of citrus fruits. Whether it's grapefruit, lemons, limes, oranges. They all smell so fresh. It is so funny the things you start to notice about yourself that you didn't realize that you did. You only realize it now because you started filming yourself. I'm guessing other YouTubers will understand what I'm talking about. And if you haven't filmed yourself, you should. Just do like, even if you don't upload it, just a pretend video with your phone and film yourself eating one meal. You'll be like, what? I mean, I've noticed I do a ton of things, which I'm not going to point them out because if you haven't noticed them, I don't want you to start focusing only on that. I'm sure you've seen some weirdo things, but one of them is when I go to bite something or put something in my mouth, it's always towards this side. Is that a thing people do? Why don't I put it over here? It just doesn't feel right. I use the left side of my mouth to eat, I guess. That's so weird. That was so sweet and juicy. Oh, there are so many people next door. They must be having a good old party. Okay, y'all, I'm going to end it here so that I can take the girls out. I hope that you will try this dish, especially if you like spicy food. It's delicious. Of course, if you don't like spicy food, you can alter the amount so it's not quite so spicy, but I'm so excited that I know how to keep the beef crispy as it's coated in sauce. Yay! Please make sure that you're subscribed and maybe hit the notification bell. Hopefully I'll be uploading my soup recipe this week and also my gift exchange with another YouTuber, so you have that to look forward to. I hope you guys are having a great weekend and I'll see you soon. Bye. Why weren't we invited?